With the 2018 British Superbike season fast approaching us, I think it's time that we sit down and see who will be riding what for the 2018 British Superbike season. So we're going to start off with Paul Bird's BY's Ducati team, and Shaky Byrne, who will be riding for them alongside Glenn Irwin again for this 2018 season. He's had 4 championships with PBM, and that was 2 on the Kawasaki in 2012 and 2014, and then also recently when they switched over to Panigale in 2016, he won the 2016 season, and also then the 2017 season, which claimed him his 6th world title, and he'll be going for the 7 this year with PBM. Alongside him, like I said, was Glenn Irwin. He's fairly new to the British Championship. He joined there in 2016 with the PBM bike, and also competed in a few road racing with the same team as well on Shaky Byrne's bike. That was the #1 bike. He used that to go and do the Macau and also the Northwest, and obviously he got the win in the Northwest in 2017, so he will be doing that, I assume, again for 2017 with the same team. So that's the lineup for PBM. So can they get another championship this year? We'll have to wait and see. Next, we take a look at the JG Speedfit Kawasaki team, the team that has been runner-up in the British Championship for 2 years in a row, with accidents that aren't really in their control. They had a handlebar fall off and then also a brake failure, which cut them out of the championship chances in 2016 and 2017. But in 2018, they'll be back again with their same 2 riders, Leon Haslam and Luke Mossey. Now, both of their riders in 2017 was having a great season up until both of them got injuries. Leon Haslam crashed at Knock Hill, and then Luke Mossey crashed at Thruxton and had a big horror high side, which ruled him out of any chance of the championship. And then luckily for Leon, there was a little bit of issues with Shaky Byrne that brought him back in the championship. But this season, they'll both be back 100% fit, and they will for sure both be back at the sharp end in the British Superbike class in 2018. Once again, they'll be using Kawasaki machinery, and it's going to be interesting to see whether or not they can fight for the championship yet again. Next, we take a look at Lauf's Honda Racing. Now, ever since Alex Lowe's won the championship in 2013 on board the Samsung Honda have really kind of just dropped down and dipped under the radar, because 2014 they were nowhere, 2015 they were nowhere, 2016 they were getting a little better, you know, fighting for wins and podiums. 2017 they've got much better, but are still quite far off, you know, your JG Speedfits, your McCanns Yamaha, and also the main one being the Paul Byrne Motorsport team. Now, we saw great progress throughout 2017. Jason O'Halloran picking up 1 or 2 podiums here and there. And also the win coming from Dan Linfoot in Oulton Park. Could have been 2, but unfortunately bike broke down in the first race. So their 2018 campaign set with the same riders, Dan Linfoot and Jason O'Halloran. They'll both be looking to try and basically just capitalise on Honda and what they've brought out for 2018 and see whether or not they can be up the sharp end once again. The Tyco BMW team sees one change for 2018, and that is replacing what was Davide Giuliano, who then got replaced by Andy Reid. They've re-signed who is now the BT Sport commentator for MotoGP, Michael Laverty. Michael Laverty returns to Tyco BMW after a short break between the team. He then went off to McCanns Yamaha for 2017. Didn't quite work out on that until the final round of the season, where he got a new electrics engineer and just really worked. That bike worked that weekend. Unfortunately, it was too late though for MLav, and he has gone back to Tyco BMW, where he has had past success, and he will be alongside Derbyshire man Christian Illen, who remains with the Tyco BMW squad for another season. And once again, Christian last year, he was going really well in the championship, and then had a crash at Knock Hill and injured himself, had to jump off the bike. And then Michael Laverty, he has rode the Tyco BMW at the Sunflower Races, and he is ready to go for 2018, and I cannot wait to see him back on a BMW. The Anvil Tag Hi Yamaha team have basically done a swap with the fellow Yamaha team, McCanns Yamaha, because they have swapped James Ellison for Josh Brooks. Now, Ellison, he is in to the Anvil Tag Hi team alongside Sean Winfield for the 2018 season. Ellison didn't really have too much luck in 2017. The bike had a few issues. He crashed here and there. Things just wasn't really the way Ellison would have wanted them for the 2017 season. And he's now gone over to the team based in Swadlincote alongside, like I said, Sean Winfield, who actually has Chris Walker as his mentor for 2018. Now, both of these guys will be trying to get much better performances out of their bikes for 2018 because Sean was kind of riding around at the back. Josh Brooks was here every now and then, and hopefully for 2018, both of them riders can be near the sharp end, you know, low points for Winfield and race wins and podiums constantly for James Ellison. That's what I'm expecting from them in 2018. Now, unlike 2017, Suzuki have only put one team on the grid for the 2018 season, their main one being build-based Suzuki. They did have the Bennett Suzuki with Taylor McKenzie and Sylvain Gintoni, and then their build-based Suzuki, which just had Bradley Ray. However, for 2018, they've put Bradley Ray alongside the 2017 runner-up in the Superstock 1000 class, Richard Cooper, who makes his return to British Superbike after missing that year to go in Superstock with the Bennett Suzuki team. We see another new face in the British Superbike paddock for 2018, and that is Sylvain Barrier. The Frenchman will be joining the British Superbike class alongside race winner from last year, Peter Hickman, the TT star, the road star, the track star, and also an instructor at Pace Days. So yeah, Peter Hickman, he will be alongside the newcomer Sylvain Barrier, and once again, 2018 can only be good for Hickey. And as for Sylvain Barrier, I'm not sure how he will do because obviously he's new to the tracks, new to his BMW. So it should be really interesting to see how both of these guys get on. But I'm predicting big things for Peter Hickman and some low point scoring finishes, hopefully for Sylvain Barrier in the first couple of rounds, and then get himself towards the top 10 before the end of the season in Brands Hatch. Now, this next team come out of a shock, to be honest. It comes as a shock for 2017, and that was at Knock Hill when this man, Jake Dixon, bagged a double win out of nowhere and then went on to be very competitive for the rest of the season, and that is why he has been signed up again for another season in the BSB Championship on the RAF regular and reserve Kawasaki. Jake, obviously, like I said, bagging that double win at Knock Hill and then going on fighting for podiums, pole positions, race wins, fastest laps here, there and everywhere. In fact, he was fighting at the front of Cadwell Park when he unfortunately crashed. So yeah, really, really good to see Jake back because he's honestly a very nice lad. For example, the next team who I'm going to be going through in a minute, Craig Fitzpatrick, the owner, had him on board when my dad was racing and my dad was sponsoring Craig. So I spent a bit of time with Jake as a kid, and he's a really nice guy, very fast on a motorcycle, and hopefully 2018 can be his year and he can fight for the championship full time. Moving on to the first of the brand new team for 2018, and that is CF Motorsport. Craig Fitzpatrick, like I mentioned just a moment ago, he will be moving up into British Superbikes for 2018. He has had previous success with his rider Kyle Ryde in the previous classes throughout the years. The 2015 championship, Kyle finished second place behind Luke Stapleford on Craig's bike. Craig then went off into Superstock, where he had Braden Elliott and Sam Clark briefly in that. Well, Sam Clark briefly was in Supersport before moving up to Superbike, and he bagged himself a ride in the Morello Kawasaki team. But Craig will now move up into the Superbike class on a Yamaha R1 with Kyle Ryde on board, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this new team can get on, and Kyle as well in the British Superbike on a Yamaha. And I'm expecting pretty good things because Kyle Ryde is a fast rider, and well, CF Motorsport is a very good team, let's be honest. You know, they've won races and fought for championships, so I'm expecting big things for CF Motorsport in the upcoming years. Take it easy in the first year, fight for points, and then who knows what will come in the next couple of years. The 2018 BSB Championship welcomes yet another team into the class, and that is OMG Racing, who will be running with long-time World Supersport rider Gino Ria, who will be moving into the British Superbike class for 2018, and it should be a good season for him after doing many, many years in the World Supersport, also a couple in Moto 2 as well. So it'll be interesting to see how Gino Ria gets on his brand new OMG Racing Suzuki machine. FS3 Racing have signed the Super Stock champion from 2017, Danny Buchan, who had an absolutely phenomenal year in the 2017 Super Stock class. He also did wildcard briefly to replace Billy McConnell, I believe it was, in the 2017 season, and didn't do too bad. So they've snapped him up for a full-time ride for a return to the British Superbike class in 2018, and it'll be exciting to see how he gets on. He's very obviously familiar with the Kawasaki bike because he dominated that super stock class between himself and Richard Cooper, both dominating that, and it'll be very interesting to see how Danny Boom Boom Buchan will fare in the 2018 British Superbike season. McCanns Yamaha have two brand new riders for 2018, and it's probably the biggest change on the grid because 2015 BSB World Champion Josh Brooks will be moving over to the Monster Energy backed team and will be riding the McCanns Yamaha for the full season in 2018 alongside last year's Moto2 rider who got called up to replace Danny Kent in Kiefer Racing, Taron McKenzie. Now, both of them guys will obviously be back in BSB. We saw Taron McKenzie in British Super Sport at the start of 2017 on the McCanns 600 bike and absolutely dominated the first couple of rounds of that season. It took absolutely ages from when he left to go into MotoGP to actually get knocked off the top of the championship. It took ages, and if he can continue that form and carry that form onto the R1, then he will be within a chance of fighting for top 10s, top 5s, and maybe even the podium. And then we look at Josh Brooks, who is back on the Yamaha once again for 2018, and that's what he won his championship on. So I'm expecting Josh Brooks will definitely be at the front with Shaky, Leon, James, and many other riders who will be fighting at the front because British Superbike is such a close championship. It's very hard to call, but I'm expecting big things from these two on the McCanns Yamaha. The Torpedo Ducati squad were put in a little bit of a tricky situation at the end of 2017 after John Hopkins, their main rider, unfortunately crashed and injured himself and put himself out of the 2018 British Superbike Championship. Now, this is where Taylor McKenzie steps in. He was looking for a ride anyway after being binned off from Suzuki, so they've signed Taylor McKenzie so we can have a Torpedo Ducati on the grid once again for 2018. Once again, Erin Zanotti will be putting out his own bike on the Erin Zanotti Platform Hire Racing Kawasaki this year because he will be moving to Kawasaki after a few years with the Yamaha squad. Now, Erin Zanotti, he's been around in BSB for a very long time, and to be honest, he's never seemed to progress, but hopefully with this switch of manufacturer going to Kawasaki, it might help him a little bit more and just get him a little bit up the order. So we'll have to wait and see how Erin Zanotti can do in the 2018 British Superbike class. Now, Team WD-40 needed a rider after Tommy Bridewell was not going to ride for them again in 2018, and that is where Mason Law steps in. Now, Mason Law had a good season in the Super Stock Championship with the Team WD-40's Junior Super Stock 1000 bike and impressed them enough to bag himself a ride in the British Superbike class for 2018. So Mason Law is yet another rookie who will be stepping up to debut in 2018 in the British Superbike class, and I think he'll do very, very well on his ZX-10R Kawasaki. The Gillian Kawasaki team faced a tough 2018 after signing rookie once again, a brand new rider on the grid for 2018, Carl Phillips. Now, Carl will be competing in the 2018 class after competing many years in the younger junior classes throughout the British Superbike Championship, and it'll be interesting to see what he can do as he debuts in Donington Park on April the 1st to see what we can do on that Kawasaki bike. 2018 seems Tommy Bridewell back on the Housel Racing team, and a bike that he's had previous success on and previous knowledge on throughout the couple of years that he's had on this Housel Racing Suzuki, and it'll be good to see him back on the Housel Racing bike and back at the front hopefully for the 2018 season. On the PR Racing, Loys and Jones BMW sees Jakob Schmerz compete in yet another British Superbike season. After a tough ending to the 2017 season, he had a big crash at Brands Hatch and forced him out of that weekend. So it'll be good to see Cooper Schmerz back out there on the BSB bike. He has had a few shines of performance, a few glimmers of hope, and hopefully in 2018 he can show that more often and just be a little bit more at the front. You know, he's had a good couple of years now to gel with this BMW and this team, so hopefully that Lloyd and Jones PR Racing BMW can get near the front more often, and hopefully he can have just a great season in 2018. On the Riders Motorcycles BMW, Martin Jessup will be back out on there, and he will be back out on that BMW for the 2018 season. Now, Martin, obviously, as we know, he does a lot of BSB and a lot of road races as well, Macau being one of the biggest one that he does. So hopefully he will be able to just fine-tune that bike for those road races, whilst getting some good results in at the British Superbike as well, and see what he can do throughout 2018. I think he'll have a fairly decent season and see what he can do, and hopefully he can run inside the top 15 more often and bag some decent points for him and his Riders Motorcycles BMW team. For the final team in the BSB lineup, we have Silicon Engineering, and that will be rode by TT rider Dean Harrison, who you would think really would just be using this time to get his bike ready for the road racing season in 2018. So there we go, that is it for today. If you guys have enjoyed this video, I know it's been fairly long and fairly boring and fairly kind of, you know, just dragging on a little bit, but that's the lineup for BSB 2018. Leave a like if you're excited. Let me know if you're going to any of the BSB rounds in the comments section below, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, thank you for watching, and goodbye.